Boebert blasts the short-term spending bill that was passed on Thursday to keep the government funded through March as a Pelosi-esque deal after the House approved the two-step continuing resolution in a 314 to 108 vote just hours after the Senate approved the measure. Boebert was one of the Republicans in opposition of the bill and released a statement saying the CR is a slap in the face to Americans and attacked President Biden and Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi. She said, quote, Nancy Pelosi would be proud of this reckless, bloated spending bill that ensures federal spending remains at the levels she set during her reign as Speaker. Also, Burger King is selling breakfast sandwiches for a penny, but for one day only in honor of National Croissant Day on January 30th. Anyone can enjoy a Burger King croissant breakfast sandwich for just a cent. But of course, there's a loophole, because if you want to know how to get this 1-cent croissant, they said all you have to do is just place an order of at least $1 online or through the app during breakfast hours. Can't drive up, can't walk up. Gotta follow the rules online or through the app. And Burger King will also celebrate National Pie Day on January 23rd with free Hershey Sundae pies with a $1 purchase. Now, Circle K offered 1 day only discounted gas in Florida with up to 40 cents off per gallon of gas for Inner Circle members. But unfortunately, this was only available yesterday between the hours of 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. and only at select locations. I don't fill it up at like a Circle K anyways. I'm more of a quick trip kind of gal, or Buc-ee's, maybe Racetrack, not a Circle K girl. Now, multiple banks are cutting jobs after the lowest bonuses for a decade. And it's not just Citi. It's not just Dutch Bank either. And after a very bad time for M&A revenues and falling profitability across investment banks, a growing number of institutions are cutting staff. And alongside Citi and DB, cuts this week are happening at UBS, Rothschild, and Lazard. Lazard, Lazard or Lazard? I think it's Lazard. And retailers need to catch up, according to Costco shoppers, as one tells store after rival. Wait, I got dyslexic when I was typing. Hold on. And retailers need to catch up, according to Costco shoppers, as one tells the store after rival Sam's Club makes customers' lives easier with receipt checks change. And disgruntled customers have taken to social media to vent their frustrations about being subjected to the checks and having to wait before they can leave. While retailers like good old Walmart have introduced checks to curb theft, these are not compulsory, and frustrated shoppers are vowing to ignore employees or shop elsewhere. However, other retailers like Costco and Sam's Club have them as part of their policy, which has been signed by the members. Therefore, it is what it is. Despite members agreeing to receipt checks as part of their membership, the resulting lines to exit have been a point of frustration and controversy. If you've ever been to a Costco or a Sam's Club, it takes forever to get out of a Costco, also forever to get out of a Sam's Club. However, Sam's Club recently announced a drastic change to its receipt check policy, saying it will be using artificial intelligence to verify purchases. I've been dying to tell you guys about this, so I'm excited on this one. And some Costco members are hoping their retailer will follow suit. I don't think it'll ever happen. You'll understand. Earlier this month, Sam's Club announced that it will be using technology including computer vision and digital tech in the exit sections of stores. And the equipment will take images of carts and verify the purchased items inside. The retailer claims it will help speed up and streamline customers' exits, which will improve the shopping experience. Currently, right now, it is being tested at 10 stores across the country with plans to expand it to nearly 600 by the end of the year. On X, formerly Twitter, one user urged Costco to take note of the change at Sam's Club, having X'd or tweeted or whatever you're supposed to say now. So glad to see this process going away. Now, if only Costco would get it together and catch up with what Sam's Club is doing with their scan and go and receipt check elimination. Let me just go ahead and say, though, it sounds a lot like that whole RFID thing that Walmart itself wants to implement. It's along the same lines, my dudes, just so we're all fully aware. And Chris Nicholas, who is the CEO of Sam's Club, said in a press release, "This is Sam's Club at its very best, listening to feedback from members, putting their needs at the center of everything we do, and then applying digital innovations to deliver an industry-leading member experience. And We are constantly looking at ways for Sam's Club to be the most convenient membership club and will continue to prioritize using technology to provide a truly differentiated and delightful experience for our members. Let me just go ahead and say, maybe if you just hired more people, you wouldn't need all the technology. Just my 2 cents there. Welcome to Squirrel Tribe. Thank you guys for being here. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy what you're about to sit through. And if you're returning, I appreciate you immensely, especially if you saw my last video where I had a small, emotional, tiny little breakdown over everything YouTube related. I love y'all for letting me speak my mind and never, well, some people have a problem with it, but thank you for letting me speak my mind. I appreciate you immensely. I love you all very much. So today, well, in this video at least, we have a wide variety and several topics to talk about. Kevin, he is my husband. He has helped me organize it all into different categories that include personal finance, the economy, global conflict, turmoil and war, personal stuff, and food safety and health. A little bit of everything, right? Smorgasbord of video. So let's get started there. And the first warning and alert is from a familiar problem and growing concern that just seems like it is only getting worse, which is a phrase I hate saying, but unfortunately, it's a phrase that needs to be said a lot in a lot of things that are going on. Spinach and salad kits recalled across a long list of states for another fun word to say, potential listeria contamination. So Bright Farms is issuing a recall for its containers of spinach and select salad kits because the greens may be contaminated with listeria monocytogenes. I hate these big words, y'all. And they are warning people who have eaten, purchased, or sold any of the spinach which was grown in New Jersey, but it isn't just New Jersey that is on high alert because the recalled products were shipped to retailers across 7 different states. They said that Bright Farm spinach is the only product that had positive test results when sampled for listeria, but because of potential cross-examination, y'all, I was watching How to Get Away with Murder earlier, and so I have Annalise Keating cross-examination in my brain. Sorry, try this again. Okay, they said that Bright Farm spinach is the only product that had positive test results when sampled for listeria, but because of potential cross-contamination at Bright Farm's facility, the brand is recalling 4 additional salad kits made with its Sunny Crunch lettuce. Crunch lettuce. That sounds, I guess crunchy lettuce is good. So the recalled products were sold at grocery stores in, here we go, here's the 7 states before somebody goes, you didn't tell us the 7 states. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia. All 7 states right there, my dudes. And just to make sure you pay close attention, because Bright Farms has stopped distributing spinach from the New Jersey farm and said how retailers have been instructed to remove the recalled products from shelves. Y'all, just hot tea break for 1 second, please. Okay, it's still a little too hot for this. Hold on. I like hot tea and I like cold tea, but I don't like it when it's in the middle. So it's either chug it while it's hot or wait till it's super cold and drink it like iced tea. So who knows? We're going to try to drink it while it's hot. Where are we? Okay, they said if you have the recalled greens, you should not consume them. Instead, throw them away or return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. At no point in time should you ever take their advice on throw them away. You should always return them for a full refund. Don't let them keep your money if you don't get to keep the product. That's not smart on your end, okay? So don't let them bamboozle you into just pitching it into the garbage. Go get your money back, boo-boo. Now, because listeria can cause serious infections in some people, and most infected people will experience symptoms like fever, stiffness, nausea, headache, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. But most importantly, listeria monocytogenes can lead to serious and potentially fatal infections in young children, frail or elderly individuals, and those with weakened immune systems. Additionally, it can lead to miscarriage or stillbirths for pregnant individuals. But I don't know about you guys. This sounds like another method of possible population control, which we've talked about before. There's been a lot of recalls and stuff with no actual factual need for it lately. There's a lot going on. This reminds me of the plastic I found. If you guys saw my community post yesterday or saw yesterday's video about the plastic cutting boards, it reminds me of the plastic I found in the brand new bag of dog food that I think was making my golden doodle sick. Remember, we've talked about it here. My husband talked about it on his channel, Kevin247, how our golden doodle Max, who is currently knocked out right here, he's asleep on the floor by my feet, was having stomach issues for a couple of days, and we could not figure out what it was. If it was the food, if it was the water, if it was, having a space heater in the room and he overheated. maybe I missed some plastic that ended up in his food, because when I found that one, we changed everything. Now, a recent study came out about the levels of harmful chemicals in practically everything we eat, just like the chemicals we talked about in shredded cheese the other day. So the latest consumer reports revealed something even more shocking in how the level of a chemical known as, I can never say this, phthalates, because it's pH, PHTHALATES. And your brain wants to go phthalates. That's not how you say it. Phthalates, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but we know it's a bad thing. It is so common in our food that it might as well be listed as an ingredient. But you won't usually find the word phthalates, whatever, on a list of ingredients. And that's because, according to a local researcher, Kara Wiggins, those who make plastic products don't have to disclose what they use to make all of it. Isn't that lovely? And she said, we have this chemical burden in our food that humans may not know we are exposed to every day, and how it's been a fascinating and frustrating study. More frustrating than fascinating. More piss you off than fascinate you, I would think, at least in my opinion. Now, despite the frustrations, the study is finally getting the recognition that she believes it deserves. She recently went to Dubai with a team from UC San Diego to speak on the topic at the UN Climate Change Conference, as she says plastic in our environment gains recognition for all the wrong reasons. Kara said they are toxic. We don't even really know how toxic they truly are. And these phthalates, that's right, phthalates, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, are plasticizers, which are chemicals that are put into plastic to make it more flexible. That plastic is often what our food products are wrapped in. She said the plasticizers help make plastic bendy and flexible, and that includes things like yogurt, coffee creamer, and fruits and veggies wrapped in plastic. And I quote, these chemicals are not molecularly bound to the plastic, which means they're not attached to the molecular structure that makes up plastic, which means they can just free float. End quote. Free float right into your digestive system, right into your bloodstream, right into everything, right? The latest consumer report found there are phthalates in most packaged foods. I'm pretty sure it's phthalates. That sounds right. But the more not so good news is we're exposed every day in nearly all we do, so our bodies don't have the chance to clear plasticizers out of the system. It's not the same as, I'm going to go on like a 3-day cleanse where you drink a bunch of juices and stuff and you flush out all the doo-doo. Basically, the plasticizers, they're not going to be flushed out as easily. Now, the studies show how they hurt our health too. Adding that, what we know for sure is they're decreasing male fertility over time, especially when exposed your entire life. And Wiggins points out that it's especially important to reduce exposure to babies since they're most sensitive to reproductive changes. Exposure to babies, although pacifiers, bottles, toys, some cribs, bouncers, all kinds of things are made out of plastic and things with plastic in them aimed at babies. Okay, let's see. With an emphasis on the U.S. phasing out phthalates from children's toys before it is too late and the damage has already been done, she said legislation around the world needs to ban them or at least phase them down, and pointed out that plasticizers are not just in food, they're also in our beauty products too, and used in bottles for things like lotion, makeup, and shampoo. And until there are good alternatives to plasticizers, you may want to consider buying in bulk or from farmers markets and try to limit your consumption of packaged foods. But maybe if our reproductive systems fail because of all these poisons they feed us, then they can just clone us instead. Fun times, fun times. And I don't know how you feel about it all, but you might want to know just how bad it could be and how these new cloned monkey species highlights limits on cloning. You know about that one, did you? I remember living behind the CDC a long time ago, and they had monkeys there. Y'all, you don't even want to know. Hold on. I lost my stuff. Where am I? Hold on, wait, I lost my stuff. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I scrolled too far and lost all my notes. So I live behind the CDC. They had monkeys or clones there, which is wild, but I cannot talk about that openly and freely here because, y'all know why. Freedom of speech, not so free. There's a rhesus monkey named Retro, and he is a clone, which ironically CNN describes as having been born July 16th, 2020. But what monkey gave birth to said clone? Just out of curiosity. You guys know? I don't know. Anyway, they say he is now more than 3 years old and is doing well and growing strong. But for now, Retro is only the second species of primate that scientists have been able to clone successfully. And the same team of researchers announced in 2018 that they had made 2 identical cloned look, I'm going to butcher the word. I type it in, but it doesn't mean I know how to say it. Cynomolgus monkeys, which is a type of macaque, M-A-C-A-Q-U-E. Look, y'all, you think I'd be better at this by now, which are still alive today. Those 2 identical clones are still alive today from 2018. And I quote, "We have achieved the first live and healthy cloned rhesus monkey, which is a big step forward that has turned impossible to possible, although the efficiency is very low compared to normal fertilized embryos," end quote. And an investigator at the State Key Laboratory of Molecular Development Biology and Institute of Genetics and Developmental Biology at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, y'all, put that on a business card, also said, "Currently, we haven't had the second live birth yet. The first mammal to be cloned, Dolly the sheep," everybody knows about Dolly the sheep, "was created in 1996 using a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer, or SCNT for short. We like to shorten everything, where scientists essentially reconstruct an unfertilized egg by fusing a somatic cell nucleus, not from a sperm or egg, with an egg in which the nucleus has been removed. Since then, scientists have cloned many mammalian, I don't know how I'm supposed to say that because it's mammal, it should be mammalian, right? Species, including pigs, cows, horses, dogs. But the process has been hit or miss, with typically only a tiny percentage of the embryos that are transferred into surrogates, resulting in viable offspring. We talked about this lots of videos ago and how sketchy, so sketch. Meanwhile, another principal investigator said, "In a way, we have made much progress in that after Dolly, many mammalian species were cloned, but the truth is that inefficiency remains a major roadblock. But the Chinese team, based in Shanghai and Beijing, used a modified version of SCNT in their work on cynomolgus monkeys, Macaca fascicularis." Y'all, these Latin names and I do not go well together. And they tweaked the technique further to clone the rhesus monkey. However, during hundreds of failed cloning attempts, they realized that in the early cloned embryos, the outer membrane that forms the placenta did not develop properly. So to address the problems, they performed a process called inner cell mass transplantation, which involved putting cloned inner cells into a non-cloned embryo, and that allowed the clone to develop normally. Science. Sounds like science fiction, but it's science. Since then, the team then tested the new technique using 113 reconstructed embryos, 11 of which were transferred to 7 surrogates, resulting in only 1 live birth, according to the study. So I guess technically they can get away with using the term birth, right? I bet these will all be the same group of scientists who try and find a way to make it possible for natural-born biological men to carry fertilized and reconstructed embryos one day, allowing them to be surrogates, and not for any real meaningful purpose besides 1, because they can, and 2, it would bring in big money for these wild and ridiculous experimental surgeries that go against everything holy before God. Just so we're all clear about how I feel on that. A scientist or doctor working on the project said, "We think there might be additional abnormalities to be fixed. Strategies to further enhance the success rate of SCNT in primates remains our main focus in the future." Yeah, so brace yourself, everyone, and get ready, because next thing you know, I'm just saying. Yeah, the first 2 cloned monkeys, Zhong and Hu, I didn't name them, are now more than 6 years old and live a happy and healthy life, so they say, with others of the same species. But researchers have not yet identified any potential limits on the cloned monkey's lifespan. But, question, what are the overall implications of cloning monkeys? Well, the researchers said that being able to successfully clone monkeys might help accelerate biomedical research, given that there are limitations on what scientists can learn from lab mice. And research on non-human primates, which are closer to humans, has been pivotal to life-saving medical advances, including the creation of vaccines against C-19. according to a report by a panel of the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, which was released in May. And I also read how they use the monkeys in scientific research is a contentious issue because of ethical concerns about animal welfare. But the team said it followed Chinese laws and guidelines governing the use of non-human primates in scientific research. Like they did with bats. But over in the UK, the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals said it has serious ethical and welfare concerns around the application of cloning technology to animals. Cloning animals requires procedures that can cause pain and distress, and there can be high failure and mortality rates. But listen to this here, because this might be the most disturbing or the scariest part of all. Are you ready? And I quote, "This research is proof of principle that cloning can be done in different non-human primate species and opens the door to new ways of enhancing the efficiency. Cloned monkeys can be genetically engineered in complex ways that wild-type monkeys cannot. This has many implications for disease modeling. There's also a species conservation perspective." End quote. Do you want me to read that one part to you again? Because I'd be happy to. "This has many implications for disease modeling or disease making. Got to have the disease so that you can have the cure. Kind of sort of how it works. You don't come up with a cure and then, oh, there's a disease. Oh, we just happen to have a cure for this disease. We had no idea." I'm just going to drink my tea real quick. And lastly, first, it is possible to clone primates. And second, no less important, it is extremely difficult to succeed with these experiments with such low efficiencies. But despite a low success rate, the process showed that not only was human cloning unnecessary and debatable, but if attempted, it would be extraordinarily difficult and ethically unjustifiable. And reproductive cloning a human being is completely unacceptable. Or at least that's what they're telling us right now. Who knows? Do you trust them? I don't trust them, but it's fine. But I don't know. Maybe they'll start cloning fish next because oceans are quickly losing their ability to support fish populations, according to Earth.com. And recent research has unveiled a concerning trend. They say that climate change is stealthily undermining the ocean's capacity to sustain plankton, resulting in the rapid decline of fish populations. And how this revelation is crucial, as even minor reductions in plankton, the ocean's primary food source, lead to significant decreases in fish stocks and SpongeBob's. So I guess it's the beginning of the next big shortage, right? All right. So now we will move on to the personal finance and economy portion of today's segment. Start this off with Amazon and how the multi-billion-dollar corporate giant wants you to start paying for Alexa. And out of curiosity, how many of you are watching or have or use Alexa? Like, how many of you watching have Alexa, use Alexa, not Siri, but Alexa? Just out of curiosity, you can leave it in the comments below if you would like. I did just read how the retail giant is reportedly working on a supercharged AI, Alexa, and it wants to charge a subscription because, might as well get money for every single thing. Soon they're going to charge us to breathe and, live in general. But apparently it's already a disaster. That is because even though more than 75 million, capital M, my dudes, 75 million people use Alexa, by Amazon standards, the service is a total failure, and why Amazon laid off staff in their Alexa division. But the problem is Alexa just doesn't make money, and the service is a huge drain on company resources. And apparently, Amazon has this last-ditch plan to attempt to try and save its digital assistant by supercharging it with AI and charging you for the privilege of using it. But things aren't looking very good. According to a report in Business Insider on Thursday, the secret new Alexa barely works thanks to hallucinating AI and broken tech. And it apparently sparked political tensions inside the company, particularly because many Amazon employees don't believe that people will be willing to pay. I wouldn't, personally. For those of you who said you use Alexa, are you willing to pay to continue to use Alexa? Just out of curiosity. I personally agree to a certain extent, but I also know some folks will pay, but it may just not be enough to further support their insanely ludicrous profits. In summary here, Amazon is reportedly working on a new service called Alexa Plus set to launch on June 30th, 2024. The underlying technology, named Remarkable Alexa, is currently being tested with 15,000 customers. However, employees reveal that Remarkable Alexa excels in conversations but struggles with practical tasks and often provides lengthy and inaccurate answers, because that's what you want. The development of this new Alexa requires a significant shift in Amazon's strategy and technology, leading to discontent among some longtime Alexa workers. Additionally, there are concerns about adding more services to customers' monthly bills, potentially making it challenging to convince them to pay an additional fee for the smart speaker. This initiative is seen as a response to pressure in the AI business, with companies like Google, Apple, and Amazon investing billions, capital B, my dude, in smart assistants. Despite initial setbacks, there is renewed interest in these assistants as a means to interact with next generation AI, with Amazon and Apple trying to catch up in the rapidly evolving field. If successful, integrating AI into digital assistants could prove lucrative. However, failure could pose challenges for Alexa's future. Other news in the world of spooky AI-powered tech junk, new AI-powered checkout can guess your age and reduce theft. A checkout terminal manufacturer, Diebold Nixdorf, released new technology that uses artificial intelligence, AI, as its cashierless registers to reduce shrink, verify age for liquor sales, and speed up the process of buying products without barcodes. The Canton, Ohio-based company debuted the new technology this week at the National Retail Federation's Big Show convention in New York City, and the new tech uses computer vision to detect whether shoppers deliberately fail to scan an item, accidentally add an item without scanning, use false barcodes, or scan only one of several items. They explained that the new tech also provides age verification for liquor sales by using facial recognition. There we go. Facial recognition and other secret tech God, I can't do this word. Hold on. At the facial recognition. Okay. Using other secret tech proprietary, there we go, to the company alongside an algorithm. It then estimates the age of the customer within 2.5 years, and those estimated to be over the age of 27 are allowed to purchase the products without calling an employee, but those estimated to be under 27 will still require ID verification. Diebold Nixdorf says their new checkout tech can also speed up checkout for produce purchases using computer vision to determine the type of produce and number of items. And their VP of Retail Technology Solutions said, "We designed our new AI-powered offerings based on insights we've gained deploying millions of POS and thousands of self-checkouts across the major retailers we work with." So basically, we have not only been working for free in these self-checkout stations, but we've also been training AI, just like that little CAPTCHA image online, and telling AI what a bus, a light pole, a bicycle, or stairs look like, since they didn't know. We trained them. The California Department of Insurance responds to questions about higher insurance rates after insurance brokers inundated with phone calls from new clients for weeks, and thousands of San Diego County homeowners are seeing their homeowners' insurance bill skyrocket. Some agents recalling how we are getting about two to five phone calls a day from new clients, basically saying my premium went up 3 to 5 times last year. Can you find me anything better, or I'm being non-renewed by my current insurance company? Sounds just like the problem that happened to Michael Bordenero and what he shared on one of his most recent YouTube videos. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. The cancellation of insurance, big deal. He's not the only one, unfortunately. One unlucky homeowner said his farmer's insurance bill went from, y'all get this, $338 per year for coverage on his 2-bedroom Mission Valley condo to now more than $2,100. $383 to $2,100. Try being retired and on a fixed income and being able to just pull that extra, money out your butt from $383 to $2,100. Honestly, with the cost of everything rising, and then on top of that, the insurance premiums doubling, tripling, quadrupling, it's too much for a lot of people, understandably so. But one of the reasons homeowners are seeing significantly higher rates is their updated wildfire mitigation score. Okay. These insurance companies use a mapping service and give each home a score from 0.1 to 100. 0.1 means it's very unlikely a wildfire could burn through the area and every mitigation effort has been taken. A score of 100 means it's extremely likely a wildfire could destroy the home. All these maps were recently updated in 2023, and almost every single home out there that has this brush score went up. So now people are having to pay more now, and speaking up, paying more. Wait, hold on. I want to say before I go to my next note, the amount of wildfires we had last year alone, and everybody's like, why are we having so many wildfires? Why? So they could raise your insurance. I said from day one, New Jersey wildfire? No, that didn't just spark and happen. The ones in Washington, the one Lahaina, don't even start me on Lahaina, Hawaii. So many wildfires, even through Canada, right? Wildfires all over the place. California obviously always gets wildfires, but it was a little reckless last year too. You gonna tell me those were all accidental, or were those all because of this new wildfire map that they needed to come out so they could raise everybody's homeowner's insurance? I put nothing past them, just so you're all fully aware. Now, speaking of paying more, American Airlines begins removing first class, TVs, and legroom from fleet of cross-country planes. So American Airlines is ending its flagship first class product over the next few years. There are only 2 planes left that still have it today. And when the new Boeing 787-9 planes are delivered with business class suites with doors, they will also retrofit their Boeing 777-300ER planes. I don't know how you're supposed to say those, eliminating international first class and adding these new business class seats. They will drop first class from these A321T planes. And in fact, they are going to modify the aircraft to a standard A321 Oasis domestic configuration with just recliner seats up front and coach in the back. For premium cross-country flights, they're expected to use new Airbus A321 XLR planes, which once delivered will have business class suites with doors as well. And while the Airbus A321 XLR is still in the future, the aircraft hasn't been certified yet, so Airbus can't deliver any. But American is beginning the process of switching its existing fleet of A321T planes into the standard, less luxurious configuration. But some of these Boeing aircrafts may only have 2 seats in them, as they will be designed for the hauling and transportation of freight only. In one seat, a seasoned co-pilot, and in the other, a DEI hire with partial blindness. Okay, we talked about this already. That's okay. But this isn't only so FAA recruiters can get their bonus for diversified new hires regardless of their qualifications and proven competency and ability, because shipping lanes are experiencing even further delays and disruptions due to the conflict happening right now in the Red Sea and U.S. strikes Houthi anti-ship missiles. Listen. So the U.S. launched new strikes against Houthi I think it's Houthi. I would say it like that every single time, and I'm pretty sure that's right. Against Houthi anti-ship missiles aimed at the Red Sea on Thursday, as growing tensions in the region's sea lanes disrupted global trade and raised more fears of supply bottlenecks that could reignite inflation. The 2 anti-ship missiles targeted in the strikes were being prepared by Yemen's Houthis for firing into the Red Sea and deemed an imminent threat to shipping and U.S. Navy vessels in the region, the U.S. military said. These attacks by the Iran-allied Houthi militia on ships in and around the Red Sea since November have slowed trade between Asia and Europe and alarmed major powers in an escalation of the war between Israel and Palestinian Hamas militants in Gaza. So according to Reuters, I think I did it right this time, and security and military experts say the strategy pursued by U.S. President Joe Biden, a blend of limited military strikes and sanctions, appears aimed at preventing a wider Middle East conflict, even as Washington seeks to punish the Houthis. But on Thursday, Biden acknowledged that the strikes had not halted attacks by the militants, but said the U.S. military response would continue. And Biden told reporters aboard Air Force One, are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes. And the Pentagon sought to portray the U.S. strikes as a defensive act designed to protect the seas. Having said, we are not at war with the Houthis, which I hope I'm saying it right, but The Houthis are the ones that continue to launch cruise missiles, anti-ship missiles at innocent mariners. What we are doing with our partners is self-defense. And these attacks on the Red Sea route, which represents 15% of global shipping traffic between Europe and Asia, side note, are causing significant disruptions. The alternative route around South Africa's Cape of Good Hope adds 10 to 14 days to journeys compared to the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. When you're trying to move certain things that have a time limit on them, that extra almost 2 weeks could ruin your entire shipment, you know? The decline in Suez Canal revenue from down 40% in the first 11 days of January is impacting Egypt's already struggling economy. And wheat shipments via the canal have dropped by nearly 40% just in the first half of January. The crisis is affecting global supply chains, leading to rerouting of vessels, changes in refueling patterns, and increased demand for bunker fuel. Major shipping companies like Denmark's Maersk, Maersk, we see the name on 18-wheelers all the time, but I think it's Maersk. They are instructing vessels to avoid the Red Sea, potentially causing congestion at container terminals. While Rotterdam Port expects increased traffic, ports in Italy and France are concerned about being bypassed. If the crisis persists, there's speculation about vessels calling in at Morocco to transfer goods for Mediterranean service. And lastly, a little bit of personal share and fun story. I found this Italian home cook trick for making creamy pasta sauce without the cream, which is funny because I need to go buy more heavy cream since my kid asked me to make more lasagna soup last night. I made it about a week ago. I saw my friend in Nashville, him and his wife, or his wife cooked it. He just sat there and ate it. But my friend, she cooked lasagna soup for us while we were in Nashville over the holidays, and it was flippin' fantastic. So I had her send me the recipe, which was technically a TikTok video, and then I got everything and I made it here a week or two ago, and everybody loved it, even a picky 14-year-old. So she's asked me to make that again. Anyway, I need to remind myself to write it down on my weekly planner, dining planner, dry erase board thing that I have on my refrigerator. Now, according to parade.com, it's insanely good, expensive, and easy. So this pasta sauce, just so you all know, because I like to share random things with y'all, the pasta sauce requires pantry staples like olive oil, salt, dried chili, and a can of chickpeas, along with half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, rosemary, chicken broth, and Parmesan cheese, okay? They also added that for a vegan option, because some of y'all are vegan, and I understand that vegetable broth can be used and the Parmesan can be skipped. The sauce involves sauteing the onion, the garlic, the rosemary, and olive oil, adding the salt and the dried chili, C-H-I-L-E. I just say chili, I'm pretty sure that's right. Simmering chickpeas in chicken broth, blending until smooth, and adding Parmesan and vinegar or lemon juice if you want. You cook your pasta, mix it in with the sauce. You can garnish it with like fresh chives, more Parmesan, olive oil, whatever. The pasta shape can vary. Obviously, it's whatever you're into. If you like a little elbow noodle, if you like a little twirly noodle, if you like a little bow tie noodle, or if you just like, you know, the jumbo shells. I mean, go big or go home, right? The recipe does provide flexibility for experimentation. So I'm going to try that one out, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out if you're interested, because the last one I made with the heavy cream was really, really good mixed with the marinara. This sounds really good. I made a couple nights ago was it orzo pasta with some fresh spinach and cherry tomatoes and lemon and black pepper. Oh, that was tasty. So I'm excited about this one. I'll let you guys know how it turns out if you're interested. Again, thank you for letting me bring you all the random that I like to bring you. It makes me happy. I appreciate you all immensely. We'll see what YouTube does with it. But I'd like all your thoughts on any of this if you are willing and able to share some down in the comments below. Squirrel Tribe, I love you immensely, and I will see you later. Bye.